Now, what do you have in store for us today with these rankings?
Well, we're looking at the 12 teams that participated in the postseason so far. We're going to talk about the teams that got eliminated later, but we're definitely going to talk about an AFC team that somebody here thinks is like a Super Bowl contender that there's no way.
No way. It might be this guy here.
No way.
Are you looking at me?
Yeah.
Okay, Let's get into your top 10 this week. You have the 8 remaining teams and 2 that have been knocked out of it.
Yeah, you see the Rams there. I know they took a big drop. I'm sorry, MJD, but, they were not impressive Saturday night. They looked like an inexperienced team. They lost at the end of the day, and they were in the 4th spot. All these teams deserve to jump them.
All right, let's go to the number 4 spot. The Saints, they moved up a spot after beating the Panthers. And what'd you like about this win here, Elliot? Because I liked Cam Jordan a lot.
Yeah, well, how can you not? He's a Defensive Player of the Year candidate right now. But Drew Brees put the ball where he wanted to put the ball. And Troy Aikman talked about it on the broadcast. What do you want from your quarterback? That's the number one thing you want. And this was not a game where Kamara and Ingram took over. This is a game where Brees had to win it.
Yeah, well, when you heard the Panthers talk, they executed their game plan. They wanted to stop the run game, make sure Kamara didn't beat him. But then Drew Brees, they're going to let Drew Brees throw the ball. So it's kind of a conundrum like, yes, do I want Drew Brees to beat me or do I not? So, and they chose, and Drew Brees did it.
Then you have the Falcons here who are also moving on. They beat the Rams. I'm sorry, MJD, 26-13. They move up in the rankings, but you were at the game. You saw it firsthand. What did you like from the Falcons?
2 things. One, their defense flew around like crazy, and it was amazing to see them tackle on the field.
Deion Jones.
Yes, out of control. But then, 2, Matt Ryan stepped up huge and made throws when needed. 3rd and 2, he threw a pass for 3 yards. 3rd and 4, threw a pass for 5 yards, was able to move the chains. In the playoffs, all they had to do was eat up the clock.
I'll tell you what, man, that back 7 can run. They made tackle after tackle. They hit hard. They didn't allow plays like this. Right here, you look at their last 7 games, man, 20 points allowed, 14 points allowed, 17 points allowed, 10 points allowed, 13 points allowed to the Rams. Matt Ryan doesn't have to do that much. We can talk about Steve Sarkisian all we want. They don't need Kyle Shanahan right now, the way the defense is playing.
That Sanu play was amazing. 54-yard screen pass that turned into. Awesome. So the Falcons now, they move on. They're going to play the Eagles this week. The Eagles, the number 1 seed. They're at home, obviously, and they're the underdogs somehow. So
why are you smiling so big?
I'm not. This is concerning, I think, to me. It does. It hurts to say it, but I got to come to the realization here. So, MJD, how do the Eagles win this game?
Colin, for you, I'm going to give you the answer right now.
Please.
World, Doug Peterson, the whole Eagles organization. You have a running back by the name of LeGarrette Blount, who's about 250, 260 pounds.
Big boy.
Feed him the rock. This is where he's made his hay his whole career, in the postseason. The reason the Patriots signed him for so many years is because he could run the ball. He's a downhill runner. Turn around and hand the ball off to him and let this young man run. He can go. He's going to lead you to the promised land. Not Jay Ajayi, not the scat backs. LeGarrette Blount is the guy that you want.
And that's the weakness of the Patriots' defense is against the run. So that is a way. Okay, what do you think?
Luggy Blount went for 2 bills a couple years ago against the Colts in the playoffs. I remember a game on Thanksgiving against the Cowboys where Fletcher Cox literally took over the game. And if he and Jernigan in the middle of that Eagles defensive line can dominate, and I think they're good enough to do that, look what they do to Cousins right here.
Scoop!
Hey, where do quarterbacks not like pressure coming from?
Right up the middle.
So what's going to happen if these guys get after Matt Ryan up the middle?
He ain't going to be able to have the scramble.
Is he going to be throwing picks?
Might be throwing picks, short field, Nick Foles. Now you have a chance.
Yep. Okay. Well, we'll see what happens. What do you guys think? That's the real question here. Who wins this game, the Falcons or the Eagles?
I almost said the Falcons.
You can vote right now on NFL Network's Twitter page, and you can tweet us, as always, using the hashtag NFL Power Rankings.
Colleen?
I got the Eagles. Come on. Kicking it over to the AFC with a huge comeback win for the Titans, beating the Chiefs 22-21. Elliot, what'd you like in this one? Was it that guy right there, 22?
I do, and look, all you have to do is throw a couple touchdowns to yourself, get a couple of forward progress calls, and you're good.
Why don't they just do that all the time?
Why not just replicate that? No, I think really running Derrick Henry 30 times is the way to do it. Keep Tom Brady off the field coming forward, but looking backwards, I like the fact that they use him and Delanie Walker.
Well, you know what? The Titans, I played with Mike Mularkey in 2012. His whole recipe is we're going to run the ball, and we're going to find ways to wear you down. They end up wearing down the Chiefs. In order to beat Tom Brady and those guys, you got to keep him off the field. You have to wear down that defense that struggled lately stopping the run.
That second half, it all worked out for them in the end for the Titans.
Sure did.
Then the Jaguars, they knocked off the Bills 10-3. MJD, this is your squad. What'd you like from them?
You know what, Elliot? Someone once told me offense sells tickets, but defense wins championships.
Worked in Tech.
Blake Bortles is really selling out tickets, huh?
That's right. You saw they were sold out, and that's what happened. And the defense, They're going to win championships. And I don't see many teams scoring over 10 points against this defense. I'm excited to see them play. They dominated this game the whole way.
I've got to point out A.J. Boye, man. One of the reasons why Jalen Ramsey can make plays like this is because you can't just avoid him all the time because of the way Boye is playing on the other side. I'm not saying he's better than Jalen Ramsey. I'm saying that when you have two good corners, you can't just throw to one side of the field all the time.
Great corners.
Yeah,
Great corners.
That addition made such a difference for
Sure
them
did.
and just really put them over the edge with Boye. So, who wins here, MJD? The Jaguars or the Steelers?
You want me to answer this? Are you kidding me?
You asked me about the Eagles.
Well, what happened in Week 5?
Why are the Steelers
Week
winning?
5.
Ben Roethlisberger threw 5 picks.
threw 5 picks and then started to contemplate, maybe this game isn't for me. Maybe I should go home and hang out because I'm not very good at this game. And I think that's going to happen again. I feel like they're going to try to run the ball with Le'Veon Bell early on, but Marcel Darris was a great trade for the Jacksonville Jaguars from the Buffalo Bills. He's helped stop that run. And then they get pressure. And, they constantly get pressure on the quarterback. So if you stop the run, you force them to throw the ball, I think the Jags will have a great opportunity. And their linebackers are flying around right now.
So don't we get like a walking boot or the old cowboy has got it kind of comment?
No, that's
like
true.
that?
I think we will, maybe. It's possible.
For who?
For Roethlisberger. Listen, Le'Veon Bell to me is the difference in this game. I know the Jags are decent against the run. I get that. I'm talking about throwing the ball to him.
Yes.
This guy can give you 100 yards receiving if you have to have it. I think that's where they can present matchup problems and avoid some of those costly turnovers down the field. Plus, great to see Antonio Brown work with Chad Johnson and get back on the field.
Well, I'll tell you this. If they can run the ball and Le'Veon can control this game, it's going to be tough for the Jags to win. They're going to have to score points.
And you're going to the game, too, right?
I'll be at the game by myself.
Well, I remember the last time the Jaguars knocked off the Steelers in the playoffs. You were there, too. 2 touchdowns.
Oh, shoot.
72 total yards.
Oh, you see, that's me running a hitch, though. Get up out of there.
Ah.
I didn't pick my feet up. That was such bad.
And you could still move like that to this day.
No question. I'm back in the gym. That was me against the Patriots, though, giving them that work.
Yeah, but you had a great game. You and Fred Taylor against Pittsburgh.
Yeah.
That's a 1-2 punch that actually worked. Usually I don't like the committee thing, but you guys committee work.
The Jacksonville has 4 guys.
That's true.
And that's what happens. Jacksonville has 4 guys that can run
Count
the rock.
Bortles as one of those?
That's 5. Now 5. with
5
Blake.
guys now.
All right.
Let's hear from you guys at home. Power to the people. Felicia, she asks, how can this be a genuine ranking when every team hasn't played yet? Talking about those top
You want me to
seeds.
answer this or no?
You go ahead.
Felicia, this is what happens. We're ranking off the last time we saw them. And so I know you guys are showing Elliot, and that's fine. But it's off of what happened last. And that's why, for me, the Eagles, last time they played, they didn't play well. And so we're kind of just going off that, understanding that some teams are going to get healthy and those type of things.
And we're
right?
going to rank all the teams right after the Super Bowl as well, just to let you know, all 32 teams based on the coaches moving on and things like that. So.
Yep. Felicia, thanks for the comment. Now I can say bye, Felicia.
Bye.
Number 2, you have those Jags.
I'm telling you, defense wins championships, and that's what it comes down to. I really, I was kind of torn. I felt like they could have been number 1, but the way that defense is playing, it doesn't matter if the Jags run, quarterback throws, runs, whatever. As long as they score 3 points, they have a chance to win.
So, Elliot, you got any problems with these rankings? Because MJD has problems with your rankings every week, so now's your turn.
Well, we're showing the Vikings here and Harrison Smith because I feel like these guys really deserve a lot more credit. I think even more than the Patriots, they've been the most consistent team in the league. You see that pick right there? Harrison Smith, I think, is Defensive Player of the Year. This is the number 1 scoring defense, and I know Aaron Donald's had a great year and some other guys, but if you're the best player on a defense that's given up the fewest amount of points, you deserve that accolade, and I think the Vikings defense can carry them all the way.
No, I think it's fine. I have to wait. I have to wait to see them play. I want to see them play against a high-profile offense. I think they
played the Rams.
That was in November. I'm talking about as of lately. They played the Green Bay Packers with Brett Hundley. Then they played Chicago Bears. Now they're playing the Saints. I expect to see good things.
I don't know what to expect.
But I just saw the Jaguars dominate. That's what I did see.
Well, how about another AFC game here? We got the Titans and the Patriots coming up. I don't know what to expect in this one. So, MJD, how do you think the Titans will pull off the upset if they do?
You have to run the ball early and often with Derrick Henry, as well as Marcus Mariota. Bill Belichick just said in his press conference that he is terrified of Marcus Mariota getting outside the pocket. So they're going to have to do things to try to limit that. Plus, this defense, you see it there, 20th in the NFL in the last 4 games. That to me is a telling. We say, have they fixed that defense? I don't know.
They're kind of covering things up, but
Tom Brady scoring a lot of points is making teams do other things. But again, when we saw the Dolphins beat up on the Patriots, they ran the ball like nobody's business.
Titans just need to be up-tempo and lots of Derrick Henry. What do you think?
Yeah, I agree with that. I just like to point out one guy, and that's Delanie Walker. You know, Delanie Walker is a fantastic player. I think he can beat the Patriots over the middle. I don't see them throwing a lot of balls outside the numbers here. I see a lot of quick tempo, little 5-yard ends, a little skinny posts, and trying to get this guy isolated on a linebacker where you can.
Well, this is one of the great matchups we have coming up this weekend, the Divisional Round. It's one of my favorite weekends of the entire football season. So much has changed since that Week 1 game. We've been on so many power trips since then. How about another one, Elliot?
Hey, I've been flummoxed all year by the Saints and Vikings, but I think I got to handle flummoxed. Saints started them at 18. That was actually higher than a lot of people thought. The Vikings were at 20, but you see the Vikings got off to an early start. That was good. The Saints defense did not look good. But then you saw what happened in Week 7. A couple of things of note. One, Aaron Rodgers gets hurt. Vikings beat the Packers. And then the Saints get 3 defensive touchdowns. We realize, oh, my gosh, this is a different defense. Then the Vikings overtook them. This is right when they beat the Rams in a big game in Minnesota. The Saints struggle with the Redskins. They've been pretty steady since then. You see they're 2-5. Now they are playing in the playoffs. So MJD got the Saints on the road. We know they played Week 1. How's this game going to go?
Yeah, you know what? Last time I did this, I was wrong. So I want to make sure I'm focused and I'm ready to go. This is for you out there watching. Okay, so we're going to start at the bottom here. And look, go ahead.
The
Saints
ding?
get the ding because they got the ring.
All right, we'll go with the
that one to the Saints.
on
There we
coaching.
go.
Okay.
Rush
And
defense. I know the Saints have been doing well, but the Vikings have been consistently a better defense.
Agreed.
So we're going to give this to the Vikings. Pass defense, we talked about Harrison Smith being an all-pro. Defensive player of the year.
Marshawn Lattimore?
Yeah, but this defense is still better in the pass overall. I think they have all the weapons. So it's going to go to the Vikings again. Rush offense, Latavius Murray, Jerick McKinnon, I love them. But,
1,500 yards apiece.
We have to go ahead and give that to the Saints. Touch that for me, please.
Yep.
There we go. Give that to the Saints. There we go. Now, pass offense all year. I've been saying this, and it's going to come.
And you've been wrong.
No, I haven't. I've been wrong. I've been right. Case Keenum has been playing lights out. Right? And the reason being is when they needed him to score points, he scored points. When they needed him to take over a game and finish a game, he's finished the game. And he's been consistent and efficient. And that's what you're asking. Now, he has multiple weapons on the outside with Diggs and Adam Thielen. He has Rudolph as well, and he has McKinnon out of the backfield. And they find a way to win games. And I love that they've done that. And they've scored when they need to. You don't have to beat everybody 30-0. This isn't college. This isn't the BCS. This is about winning games.
I just want to make sure you're finished.
I'm done.
All right, look, I find it impossible not to root for Case Keenum, but we're talking about Drew Brees here, right? Drew Brees who won a Super Bowl. Drew Brees who puts the ball with, you call this a bad throw? This is worst throw of the game, and it's a half yard off. Tops.
Should have been picked.
He threw it in such tight windows. His career in the postseason, almost a 4-to-1 TDINT ratio.
Are you a prisoner of the moment?
No, I'm not.
Okay, go ahead. I'm sorry.
I'm a prisoner of the past, too. Over 100 passer rating in the playoffs. Come on, Drew Brees.
What you said, I tried not to really, because I want to give it to Case Keenum.
My finger.
I want to give it to Case Keenum so bad, but what you said,
yeah.
See, I'm going to still give it to him. Case Keenum and the Vikings are going to win the game on a last-second drive. I guarantee it.
I love
Stamp it right here.
What's happening?
That's
Case Keenum? You're going with Case Keenum over Drew Brees?
Over Drew Brees.
Okay.
I just think the Vikings defense is a better matchup. I'm sorry.
Let's hear from the fans. Power to the people. Kyle wants to know if the Eagles have a chance to go to the Super Bowl without Wentz.
I think, Kyle, if they're going to do it, it's going to have to be by running the football, playing
Not with
defense,
that guy.
and making your kicks. And I like the Eagles kicker. I like their defense. I like their running backs. I agree with you, MJD.
Kyle, is your middle Colleen? Is your middle name Kyle?
No, it's not. It's not.
No,
one-leggy blunt.
It's over. You guys have the Falcons this week. This is going to be the end. It just started going downhill after Carson Wentz got hurt.
Third downs really hurt me just inside right now watching them with Nick Foles. I'm sorry.
All right,
Elliot.
what's the next one here? All right, answering your question in Power Rankings article, it's Steve Jordan, former Vikings tight end, and dad to Kim. I asked, okay, the Vikings and Saints played for the first time in postseason history, or their postseason history collectively, in 1987. And I said, what current Saints player's dad caught a touchdown pass in that game? It was Steve Jordan, a Pro Bowl tight end in the 80s and early 90s, and now his son is balling out, making big plays himself.